Love playing your PS4 and are aching to do so with a friend? We can't say we blame you. The PlayStation 4 has become the best-selling console worldwide for a reason, with graphics so great and experiences so rich that it really is worth seeking out the best two-player PS4 games currently out there. The PS4 controller is officially called the DualShock 4, and while you only get one of them out of the box when first purchasing the console, any of the games on our list are a great reason to pick up a second. Whether you're in the mood for cel-shaded loot shooting or have always wanted to run your own comedic kitchen, the PS4 has plenty of multiplayer games sure to whet your cooperative appetite. I'm Aaron from Console Deals, and here are the 10 best two-player PS4 games that let you go at it as a pair.
I may have an assignment suitable for two Nazi killers such as yourselves.
A semi-sequel to the Nazi-slaying stories we got to experience in Wolfenstein: The New Order and its sequel, this is the first entry in Machine Games' beloved series to dedicate itself entirely to co-op. It's one of the best two-player games on PS4 because you and a friend are able to gear up and roll out as BJ Blazkowicz's daughters Jess and Sophie together, who descend into an alternate history version of 1980s Paris in search of their missing father. The result is a balls-to-the-wall first-person shooter that is the perfect excuse to blast through Nazis. Every gun you pick up can be equipped with bigger, better attachments, all of which help to make you and your teammate a much more effective killing machine duo. Open-ended levels, meanwhile, allow you to approach missions however you see fit, whether you want to sneak upon enemies stealthily or go all guns blazing. One of the best ways Wolfenstein: Youngblood manages to scratch that two-player PS4 itch is in that only one person need purchase it. That person can then invite anyone on their friends list that has downloaded the demo to enjoy the full experience. Side-scrolling puzzle platformers simply don't get any more charming than Little Big Planet 3. It expands on the previous two games by adding in another 3 cute characters into the mix, each of which combine with the abilities of Sackboy to make sitting on the sofa and playing this with friends even more fun. Oddsock, Swoop and Toggle all play differently, jumping, swimming, swinging, grabbing across an endless collection of player-created levels. All previous user-generated stages from Little Big Planet and its sequel carry over into this one, meaning that you'll never be at a loss for things to do. This is in addition to a carefully crafted single-player mode that includes the voice talents of Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie, made using the same tools available to players. Whether you want to get in and create together or just play through others' inventions with friends, Little Big Planet 3 is one of the best two-player PS4 games out there, and it can't be played anywhere else. Developed by Blizzard Entertainment, Diablo 3 is quite rightly considered by many to be the magnum opus of dungeon crawling games. You and up to 3 friends can make a personalised character out of a decent number of classes, taking the fight to the devil himself in glorious top-down fashion. No dungeon crawler, however, is complete without its fair share of loot, and that's exactly what keeps players coming back for more in Diablo 3. Everything you pick up and equip while playing makes your character a stronger, more formidable warrior. The Eternal Collection is the only one available on PS4, and this is actually a good thing considering that it bundles in the original Diablo 3 characters and campaign with all the new Reapers of Soul expansion content. The result is a feature-complete package that will have you and friends busy for potentially hundreds of hours, especially considering the post-campaign adventure mode, which ensures the slashing and loot never need come to an end. The newest entry on this list is one of the most colourful, fun and appropriately silly two-player PS4 games you'll find. Journey to the Savage Planet sends you and a friend to the hostile world of ARY-26, documenting the local fauna, environments and alien wildlife in order to determine whether or not the planet is safe for human habitation. You and your friend will spend a lot of time exploring because of this, acquiring useful upgrades that let you access areas that were previously unreachable beforehand. The one catch is that only 2-player online co-op is possible in Journey to the Savage Planet, so those looking to cozy up on the couch may want to pass. Still, if you and a friend or loved one are lucky enough to have 2 PS4 consoles in the same house, this pulpy space exploration game has a lot to offer, including a satirical sense of humour, colourful scenery and a general sense of not taking life so seriously. It was always inevitable that a LEGO game would end up on this list. While we indeed had many to choose from, few offer as much freedom and fun as LEGO DC Supervillains, originally released for PS4 in 2018. It makes full use of the split-screen co-op action you've come to expect from TT Games' beloved franchise, and includes well over 100 characters from the DC Comics Rogues gallery to play as, most of them rather deep cuts. Playing as the bad guys is what makes this brick-based spin-off all the more exciting, especially when compared to other Batman-focused entries. It won't take long for players to realise that LEGO DC Supervillains is one of the best two-player PS4 games, if only for the amount of joy both kids and kids at heart will have. Roaming around LEGO versions of Gotham, Metropolis and more as the Joker and his cronies never stops being fun. Once settling down on the sofa and loading it up, any comic book fan won't be able to resist this more villainous take on the classic LEGO platformer format.
I love it! The chaos is so invigorating!
The Monster Hunter series had previously only been able to be enjoyed by a cult following before the release of World, largely because a lot of entries were stranded on underpowered handheld consoles. Monster Hunter World, however, marked a significant step up for anyone who likes slaying giant beasties, boasting incredible graphics, fun gameplay, and myriad monsters to hunt down. Almost every mission is playable with up to 4 players, making Monster Hunter World one of the best two-player PS4 games. Prior entry struggled with how mechanics heavy getting to grips with Monster Hunter combat could be, but World streamlines the entire experience to make stabbing giant creatures more accessible than ever. It's an experience that can only be improved by fighting alongside a friend, with most late game monsters requiring explicit strategy and in-depth thinking. No wonder Monster Hunter World has since become one of Capcom's best-selling games ever.
This apocalypse has been too much fun.
The Far Cry series has made a name for itself as being a good excuse for players to undertake what is perhaps best described as a chaotic holiday. Every game since Far Cry 3 centres around you and a buddy taking down a maniacal dictator that is holding a local community at ransom, being a good enough excuse for you to shoot, parachute and infiltrate against legions of faceless enemies. Far Cry New Dawn marked a significant change to this formula by spinning out from Far Cry 5, letting you roam a glitzier take on the post-apocalypse, but the two-player fun remains intact. The Highwaymen act as the big bads in this Mad Max style world, with you having stepped into the shoes of an entirely new character tasked with taking down the tribe of organised bandits. Being set in the near future and at the end of the world gives Far Cry New Dawn a noticeably more anarchic vibe than the mainline entries, gifting you and a co-op partner with a suite of makeshift weapons, such as the Soul Blade launcher, which shoots out soul disc at rapid pace to let you make light work of all the crazy inhabitants.
Yeah, listen, your one-eyed delirious patient, he was telling the truth. There is a way out.
He died this morning, Kyle. You're on your own, I'm afraid.
Lena? Lena!
From the makers of the Dead Island games came Dying Light in 2015, setting players off within a fully explorable depiction of South Africa, which just so happens to have been overtaken by the undead. The beauty of this zombie-ravaged world, however, is that it's entirely playable in two-player co-op, allowing you and a friend to complete side missions and play through an engaging story together. You'll do so as you both craft new weapons and fight to survive, leaping over the hordes if you so must. Dying Light may have initially released close to 5 years ago, but in 2016 the game received a substantial update that rebranded the game as Dying Light the following. It introduced a new story campaign, controllable vehicles, and an entirely new section of South Africa to explore. Dying Light 2 might finally make its way to PS4 in 2020, but until that time there's so much content for you and a friend to jump into in the original. That's why Dying Light the following is simply one of the best two-player PS4 games.
There are 6 sirens in the universe. I used to be one of them. My name is Lilith, and I need you.
Some loot and shooters may come and go, but for many, the uncontested king of the genre is the madcap Borderlands franchise. Having stayed dormant since 2014's pre-sequel on PS3, Borderlands 3 exploded back onto the scene last year, bringing with it more guns, 4 new Vault Hunter classes, and several cool ways for players to make this FPS adventure all their own. What's more, it retains split-screen cooperative play as well as the ability to do so online. It doesn't take long for Borderlands 3 to immerse you within a beautiful cel-shaded world where every mission you play with friends makes you feel like you're flicking through the pages of a real-life comic book. New villains, the Calypso twins, will taunt you to no end throughout the story campaign, giving you all the motivation you need to take them down. Loot as many guns as possible and have fun doing it, all while having up to 3 other players fighting by your side. And that pretty much does it for our list of the 10 best 2-player PS4 games. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for all things console deals in future. What's more, if any of the cooperative beauties mentioned look like your kind of thing, remember that you can always visit our official site to find the lowest price on each from around the web. Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you next time.